Now our announcements. Well, the first one is, today we're excited to have Jackie Compton, licensed Unity teacher, and Elizabeth Oakenfuss, our board president, presenting our lesson today on compassionate communication. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Okay, other announcements. The announcements are on this sunny yellow sheet that you have. Exciting today too, not only this wonderful show we're going to have up here, but we have an ice cream social after church. So we invite you all to stay for our ice cream social. And we have a wonderful study group led by Marcia Schulte back there, a licensed Unity teacher candidate. And it's the Fillmore Wing study group. So come to that on Thursday night. It will be inspiring. Also, we have the Unity 101 12 Powers class. On June 8th is our next class, so you have a little break here, for a couple weeks. And our discussion group was today, and it'll be again in June. And did I miss anything else? No? Okay. All right, now we're going to do our Unity affirmation. I love this because it's being said in Unity centers and churches all over the world. And some of them are actually meeting at the same time as we are. So let's join together in our affirmation. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent. And I always like to pause a moment to really let that sink in. To really realize that no matter what's going on in your life or what's going on in the world that isn't to your liking, that God is a greater power than anything else. So we hold on to that, and we are grateful for that truth. Amen. Okay, now let's bless our youth, and think of cute little ones you know. In fact, Marcia and Neil's little granddaughter just had her 4th birthday this week. So think of the cute little ones you know, but take time to think of the cute little one in you. Because there is a cute little one in us, and if you're not smiling when you think of that, smile! Okay, so let's rub our hands together, get that energy going, and then let's send out our blessing for all the youth. Together, children of God, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And now some more wonderful music from Brian.
Hello? Yeah. Better. So in keeping with this theme of civility and friendship, this is Carol. Spacing out. Who did Tapestry? Carol King, right? Yeah. She wrote this. When you're down in trouble and you need someone to care, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there, brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. See you again. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call. Be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. You got a friend. dark and filled with clouds. When that old north wind, there you go, begins to blow, just keep your head together. Call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking on your door. You can call my name, and you know wherever I am, I'm running to see you again. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall,
All you gotta do is call.
be there, yes I will. Ain't it good to know you got a friend? People can be so cruel, rather you, desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know that
Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you gotta do is call.
be there, yes I will. Say that again. I'll be there, yes I will. One more time. I'm gonna be there, yes I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. You got a friend.
Good morning. Today we're going to, stop that. Today we are going to talk about compassionate communication. And we want to introduce some very special guests here. This is Dave. Say hello, Dave. Hello. And this is Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Now, Dave and Sally are going to tell us how not to communicate. What? Why do we have to do that? Somebody's got to do it. So we're going to show you how to do that, and then we'll proceed from there. So give us a second. Bye. See you later.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going? You haven't sat down for weeks. Don't you like me anymore?
Ugh, not this again. I'm headed to Silent Unity Prayer Service. Why do you always wait until we're walking out the door to bring up something that you want to talk about? You're such a child. Always wait until you want to talk about it, not taking anybody else's feelings into consideration.
Hey, that's mean. I'm not a child. You act like you hate me. What do I have to do to get you to sit down with me? Do I have to get on my knees and beg to have you sit and talk with me? You used to hang on my every word. Hey, what happened?
All you do is complain. I don't want to sit down with you until you grow up.
Well, you look kind of ugly when you scrunch up your face. Do you want your face to freeze like that?
Oh, Lord. How long do I have to put up with this? You're making me late for the prayer meeting.
Well, shut up. I can't stand the way you treat me. I deserve better, and in fact, I demand that you treat me better. So put your keys away and sit down. And talk with me. I should be a higher priority than that old prayer meeting.
Oh, you're being a victim again. I do so much for you, and you don't even appreciate what I do. So why would I want to sit down and talk with you when you don't even appreciate me? Sometimes I'm not sure I want to even be here anymore.
Well, you're not acting like Jesus would. You know that saying, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus would not be caught acting like you at all. And there you go, off to your prayer meeting. A lot of good that's going to do for you. You're such a hypocrite.
What would Jesus do? I would like to turn you over my knee like Jesus turned over the money changers' tables. Jesus doesn't like whiners. I do so much for you, and now you're demanding more of me and more of my time? You want to control my time?
Well, every time I try to get you to sit down and talk with me, you put your busy hat on and avoid me. I earn a good living and I do things around the house to help and support you. I don't get why you can't stand to be with me. I never had anyone treat me this way, and I don't want to put up with it now. All I wanted was for you to show me that you care about me and choose me over that silly prayer meeting, and I wanted you to sit and tell me all the things you like about me. Is it really too much to ask?
Let me see what I like about you. Nothing! Do you like me? I wash your clothes, I pay the bills, I clean the house and cook, and I do your taxes, you lazy bum. And do you thank me? No, it's always me. Why would I want to be with you, no less compliment you, when you berate me like this? You're nothing but a bottomless pit. If I sat down every time you wanted to, I'd never get anything done. And you listen here, Missy, the church work I do is important. Don't you see how selfish you are? I'm the unselfish one here.
What? I can't believe you just gave me a litany of reasons you can't just sit and talk with me. What am I supposed to do? Become a loner? Find somebody else? What am I supposed to do? Again, explode in rage? I mean, really, you're being such a nimwit. Now sit down. I've had it with you.
Well, oh brother. Nitwit. Don't boss me around. What would Jesus do? Jesus would tell you how to get a life.
Well, okay, if that's the way you want it. I'm leaving. I'm going out, and I'm not saying where, and I'm not saying when I'm coming back. So go to your stupid prayer meeting and pray like the hypocrite you are. Enjoy your perfect friends at the meeting. They don't know the real you like I do. I'm out of here.
Don't let the door hit you when you go out. Man, she drives me nuts. I need a Valium. Good morning. Good morning. How'd you like the puppets? I would like to introduce the creator of these wonderful puppets. Kathy Lusberg from Unity South created these marvelous beings. So Kathy, could you wave or stand for something? Thank you. Without Kathy's generosity and magnificent talent, and she is fantastic, we would not be able to have this new puppet ministry. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Kathy. Hang on a second. When a person or situation triggers our less savory emotions, and we have many, blame and negativity arise. Blame is a reflexive response that helps us protect our egos and avoid the hard work of examining our own emotions and taking responsibility for our own actions. The trouble is that blame and grumbling usually make bad situations even worse. If we've decided that our offender is hopelessly rude or unjustified, and we confront them about it with language that insinuates as much, we are not likely to inspire them to change their behavior, no less get them to do what we need them to do. Rather, they will probably get defensive and level blame right back, like you just witnessed in the puppet scenario. We then wind up feeling more frustrated and annoyed than when we started. On the other hand, when we're able to pause before we react and identify what's going on beneath all that confrontational language, we can approach the situation with more compassion and understanding. When we pay attention to the words we use, the way we use them, and the intention behind the words, we improve the odds of getting our needs met and strengthening and deepening our most meaningful relationships. The components of compassionate communication allow us to respond to others more effectively in even the most difficult situations. When you give a person the gift of your attention and empathy by validating feelings, sharing care, de-escalating conflict, giving meaningful appreciation, and delivering compassionate feedback, it makes them feel understood, and they become more open to hearing what's on your mind. This is the guiding philosophy of compassionate communication. Practicing this process promotes deeper connections with loved ones, more harmonious relationships, and a greater sense of inner peace.
So can the ushers,
Oh, they already gave me.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Sarah, can you put up the slide, principles for how we treat each other? So compassionate communication works best when we create a hospitable and accountable community. Listen deeply, and without interrupting, we create an advice-free zone, and we practice asking honest and open questions. We give space for unpopular answers. We respect silence. We suspend judgment. We identify assumptions, speaking our truth. We turn to wonder when things get difficult. Practice slowing down. Acknowledge that all voices have value. And maintain confidentiality. At the end of this document are Bible scriptures that emphasize the importance of speaking and acting kindly and compassionately. Please take time at home to contemplate how you expand all these qualities in your life. So let's take a minute to go over the handout entitled, How You Can Use the Compassionate Communication Process, so you understand the process. Sarah, next slide,
I think
please.
that slide is over here.
No, that's not it. That's the 4 steps of compassionate.
Okay, go back, Sarah, one.
Yeah, we need number 1.
That's it.
You got it?
Is it up?
Factors that build relationships.
No, go back.
It's
Get on there.
observing the other's behavior. Should be number 1.
That's it?
No, that's the 4 steps of compassion.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we want. That's it.
That's where we were.
Okay, number 1 is observing the other person's behavior or situation that is affecting your well-being. So just observe it first, think about it. Number 2 is recognizing what you feel as a result of what you observed, and telling the person what you feel. Thirdly is recognizing your values and stating what you need to resolve the situation or any discomfort. And 4 is simply requesting concrete actions of the other person to resolve the situation to enrich your lives. So first we observe what others are saying or doing that is either enriching or causing issues in our lives. The trick is to be able to articulate this observation without introducing judgment or blame. We're simply telling a person what they are doing that we either like or don't like or have a problem with. Second, we state how we feel when we observe the behavioral pattern. So, I'm fearful, I'm angry, I'm whatever. These should be I statements. I feel upset when you do X. And thirdly, we tell the person what we need from them. And fourth, we specifically request of the person what we would like them to do to make our life more enjoyable. This process encourages the natural flow of dialogue, back and forth, until compassion and resolution manifest naturally. Jackie and I will be acting out the same topic that you just saw with the puppets, but this time we'll be using the 4-step process of compassionate communication. You'll get the idea as we role play this scenario. Watch how these things differ and how we apply them. Also, please make mental notes of how our role play is different from the puppets.
Hey, I'm gonna go to Silent Unity. I'll see you later, okay?
Well, hey, I know you're in a hurry, but I don't want to make you late. But when you get back, do you think we could have some time later today? I have something I'd like to talk to you about.
Oh, okay, sure, that's fine.
Great, have a good time.
All right, thanks, bye. Later that day.
Well, hey, is now a good time to talk?
Sure.
Wonderful. Well, you know, when you're busy and away for long periods of time, I feel lonely because I enjoy being with you and I value our relationship. You know, I could really use some quality time with you to connect. Would you be willing to spend Friday evening with me?
Am I gone a lot? I don't think I am.
Well, let's look at that. So aren't you gone every Thursday? I think maybe every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night.
Yeah, I am. I can see how you would be lonely. I didn't realize. Thanks for telling me. But I'm really gonna, I hate saying this, but I'm sorry, I'm busy with the conference on Friday night.
Well, what about Saturday night?
That won't work. You know, I'm working with Joe that night.
Okay, Sunday night?
Joe again. I am gone a lot, aren't I? I could do Monday night.
Hey, great. Okay, Monday night it is.
I want you to know I miss you. I value you as a person and our relationship means a lot to me. I just get involved with the church, you know. I'll rearrange my schedule so we can have more time together. Hey, I know. How about we go see that exhibit you've been wanting to see at the Family Arena?
Okay, wonderful. I'll get the tickets.
All right, thanks. We're jumping up and down.
Okay, so you all just saw both skits. Why is this type of communication important? Anybody? What's important?
Understands you.
Yeah, exactly. So the Christian Bible has many verses to admonish us to think carefully about what we say and the words that come out of our mouth. A soft answer turneth away wrath, and a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 15:1. You've all heard that. So I would like to ask you, the audience, how did the two of us incorporate the 4-step process in the role play? Anybody? How did
Getting more aware of each other's issue.
Yeah. Anybody else?
There wasn't blaming, there wasn't a blaming thing, there was.
The blame game was gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Validated each other's emotions and
Sarah?
Did you hear that? Valerie?
She said validated.
You validated each other's emotions.
Okay. Okay, what did I observe about Jackie's behavior that I didn't feel comfortable with in the skit?
He was gone all the time.
Right. And so what did I need from her?
Wait a minute, Abina wants to
Oh, I'm
say
sorry.
something.
I was gonna say you were very specific. You were like, Thursday you're not there, Sunday you're not there. So it wasn't like, oh, I never hear you. You were very specific.
Okay, what did I request of her?
Following times presents, for presents.
Yes. And how did Jackie respond?
She's open to it.
Yes. Okay, so notice that I asked Jackie for a good time to talk. It's always best to respect the person's time and set a time when both parties have adequate opportunity and they're not preoccupied with other things. I observed that Jackie had been gone quite a bit, and I stated that I was feeling lonely. She acknowledged my loneliness and thanked me for telling her. Notice that we're not blaming or judging each other, but we're just merely expressing our thoughts. Jackie responded a little puzzled because she didn't realize how much she had been gone, but I showed understanding of her behavior so she wouldn't feel criticized. I then told Jackie that I needed time and attention with her, and then I made a specific request, asking to spend Friday evening together. We settled on a mutually agreeable time that worked for both of us. Jackie said she would rearrange her schedule to spend more time with me, and she suggested that we attend an event that I wanted to attend. So I'd like you to compare the puppet conversation, the ineffective way, and our role play. What differences? Let's think about at least two differences that you saw between those two types of communications.
Well, there was never a resolution where it was, when you and Jackie talked the second time, you were able to, through your communication, resolve an issue and talk, where the puppets walked away and cussed each other out.
Okay, Neil?
The second one, you use more I statements than you statements, so that you're not just, again, blaming the other person for everything, you're taking some ownership of it also.
Good. Okay, so mainly the puppet was about blaming. They were irritable, they were rude, they were self-centered. Excuse me. And when we worked together, it was non-judgmental, cooperative, kind, attentive, relationship-centered, and compassionate.
So what strengthens a relationship? What did we do in the role play to build our relationship rather than damage it?
Listen.
Listen. We listened compassionately, didn't we? With empathy. What else did we do?
I think you acknowledged each other's feelings. That, like you said, that could mean you must be lonely. You must be lonely. So recognizing it and showing some empathy for that.
You were open for change.
Mhm. And we
Seemed to be honest with each other.
we were honest with each other. So we were taking a risk, weren't we? And we looked at each other. The puppets, they're just kind of, they didn't want to look at each other. So looking at each other and seeing each other is really a pretty powerful thing to do. Anything else?
You compromised,
Yeah.
because you didn't have to have it either person's way.
Okay. And then there was no blame, what everybody else said. So Sarah, next slide, please. Here are the factors that build relationships. Self-reflection, honesty with each other. Is that what's up there now? Okay, good. Mutual respect, compassion and caring, listening, non-judgment, no blaming, being present and mindful, cooperation, compromising, supporting each other. So what makes this process successful is the compassion and mutual respect that the people have for each other. For the process to work, both people must have a stake in the relationship, want to improve it, and be able to respond compassionately and without judgment. The process may seem awkward at first, and it takes time to get good at it. It takes practice. Try to focus on the bond between you and your connection with the other person. Try not to figure out how to say things perfectly. Love will provide your words if your good intention is there. The point is that both of you are wanting to improve the relationship and expand love and understanding for the other. So how does compassionate communication, how does this technique work in real life? It saved my marriage. My husband and I had both grown up in families where conflict was avoided and no one talked about their own feelings or needs. When we married, neither of us were able to take risks, so we avoided conflict by withdrawing into silence. My husband used electronics to distract him from his feelings, and I avoided my feelings by being busy with activities or watching TV or whatever, and finding fault with him. This emotional withdrawal on both our parts subsequently created a no-risk, non-communicative, non-growing, stagnant marriage. I was filled with loathing and contempt for him. Metaphysically, the number 40 means a time of preparation for a new beginning or a higher purpose. On our 40th anniversary, I decided that I had done my time in this emotional prison, and I couldn't live like this any longer. Things had to change, which meant, really, he had to change. Or I would get a divorce. And so I said to my husband those dreaded words that every man hates to hear, "We need to talk." I'd never said that before in 40 years. We sat down, I said a silent prayer asking God to guide the conversation. And by God's grace, I was finally honest and told him how I had felt abandoned, lonely, and disrespected for the past many years when he spent all his time playing games on his phone. I told him I loved him, but I couldn't live like this any longer. I wanted a meaningful and fulfilling relationship, and I requested that we sit down every day and talk about our feelings, our challenges, our fears, our triumphs. And I needed us both to work on a relationship. Unknowingly, I was using the 4-step compassionate communication technique. He agreed to my terms. God's grace was with us. He then allowed himself to be vulnerable and told me that he loved me too. He then used the process himself and told me what he observed about my behavior, which it was kind of scary. I didn't expect that, but it was wonderful because he was talking about himself and about his feelings. He told me what he felt and what he needed from me. I agreed to his terms. So we began checking in every day, and we still do this daily 6 years later. We came together. We got honest with ourselves and each other. We got the hang of connecting, listening, supporting, respecting each other by using compassionate communication. We have steadily grown both as a couple and as individuals. And it is all because we both took the risk of being honest with ourselves and the other person. We were courageous enough to ask in a compassionate way for what we needed, and we had faith that the other person would respond in a compassionate manner. It has changed my life. And Elizabeth, you've had some similar situations in your life. You want to tell us about it?
Yes. So late last fall, I'm 24, Spirit really laid this topic on my heart as I watched TV, as I listened to people talk to each other in really negative, kind of rude tones of voice. And I saw that that just didn't work. That wasn't solving anything at all. And so I was led to write the article that I think probably some of you read in the newsletter about compassionate communication. And in that letter, I stated, which is what I did, that this was going to be my gift, this work on myself was going to be my gift to the world, to my friends, my family, the church, to work on this. And so, you know, what happens when you do that and commit, guess what? I had so many opportunities to practice that I started to think, oh dear, what did I get myself actually into? But that was the beginning of this journey. So after I wrote the article and I began to daily do the work, I issued a call for others in that newsletter to do the work should they feel led to do that. I thought of the Bible verses which implore us to do this. Colossians 3:8, but you must now get rid of all things, anger, wrath, malice, slander, and abusive language from your mouth. In Ephesians 4:29, let no evil talk come out of your mouths, but only what is good for building up as there is need, so that your words may give grace to those who hear. In James 1:19, you must understand this, my beloved brothers and sisters. Let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Well, as you might guess, I've had even more opportunities to practice this healing. There were days, again, where I secretly was wondering why I'm getting so many opportunities to practice. So one way this showed up was at the Missouri Veterans Home, which is where Max sits. So if I would notice an issue, I began to notice that my voice would just get a little bit higher in tone when I was trying to point out something that I thought they needed to change. And that there was just maybe a hint of criticism rather than just a clear statement of the facts with an idea for a solution. These steps for compassionate communication have changed my life immensely, especially in potentially conflicting situations. I've used it with my sister when we lived in Mexico, or when she lives in Mexico as I go down there. I used it with friends when misunderstandings arose. Just this week I had an opportunity to practice. I wrote a text to someone. I knew what I meant, but as you all know, texting is probably not a good way to share your feelings because there's no chance to actually talk back like you would on a phone, like, no, I meant this. And so I got a chance to practice when she was upset. Spirit guided me. I waited. And that's an important thing. I waited until that irritation or whatever unfair as I felt it was, and to respond. And then Spirit guided me. And I got the most beautiful response from her. So I know this works. Now it may not work every single time. Even if you're kind, even if you're compassionate, I can't guarantee you that the next response you have from that person will be what you wanted to hear. However, what I can guarantee is that you are going to have more positive responses than you did before with a blaming tone of voice. So this really does work. So I should have introduced myself earlier, but I'm Elizabeth Oakenfuss. For those of you who might not know me, I'm your board president, and I would invite you to join me on this amazing journey in compassionate communication. I would challenge you for the next 21 days to be acutely aware of your words and your facial expressions, and to review your conversations at the end of the day, which is what I do. And that was the clincher. When I started to review every day at night, I have a notebook, and writing down the things that kind of didn't match up to my idea of a good four-step process here, I couldn't believe the difference it made. Because what I did is I replayed it in my head, what I wish I had said. So I would encourage you to join me on this. And actually, after 21 days, which by the way, I think you probably all heard some people say that it takes 21 days. It may take longer for some of us, or less time, but 21 days to change a habit. So that's why the 21 days. And then we will come up with a time for a Zoom meeting in order for us to share our successes in this 21-day challenge and the things that maybe really challenged us. And I think in this way we can grow. So good luck on your journey.
Are there any questions? Okay, so today we have begun to learn how to communicate compassionately. Let's bless this lesson with prayer. Let's begin by reciting together the powerful words that Jesus Christ used to teach his disciples how to communicate compassionately with God. So together,
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
so let's just begin by taking some deep, slow breaths. Breathing in and out. In and out. We are here to learn, to grow, to be courageous, to speak our truth, to expand our energy, and to enjoy each other. With gratitude, we say thank you for the many opportunities to bring love into our relationships and into the world's heart. We are so grateful for our many blessings. We affirm that the spirit of love will be the source of strength and understanding, and that the divine powers within us will foster connection and healing in our relationships with friends, relatives, the environment, and all living beings. We know that Spirit guides our words and actions so that we speak kindly, respectfully, honestly, and with compassion to create a healing space for each other. As we enter this sacred moment of silence, we align with the divine flow that moves through us. We embrace the perfect balance of giving and receiving in every heartbeat and breath. In moments of action, we are guided. In moments of stillness, we are restored. The pulse of life mirrors the presence of God, and always here, always good. We are grounded and uplifted in this rhythm, united with the source. We open ourselves to the wisdom, love, and peace that flows naturally within and around us. Let us contemplate for a short time the power of our words when we allow Spirit to speak through us with love and compassion. For the grace we have received in this short time, we are truly grateful. And we say thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
So listening to this wonderful presentation reminded me of how defensive I was for a long time. As soon as somebody said something that was critical, I was like, I got an email this week with a note from Unity of Light about my anniversary. My wife would be 29 years tomorrow. And she provided and continues to provide an environment that has healed me of that. It took a long time. I mean, I'd come home thinking, well, I'm just getting myself ready for whatever was going to be said that was going to set me off. And it just never happened. So I just thought, I I really wanted to play something that reflects that. So this is another one of my songs, and it's written for Jenny and in our relationship. It's kind of a simple little song, but it's all about. I need you in the quiet moments. I need you when there's not a lot to say. I need you every minute, every hour. I need you. I need you walking in the garden. I need you in the morning light. I need you when the rain starts falling. I need you. Well, there are times when I can't tell where you begin and I begin. Sometimes I wonder, is that healthy? And there are times I can't feel what you feel before you feel it. It's strange, but in a good way. And it's one of the things I like about you and me. How we belong together, you and me. Always getting better, every minute, every day, every hour, every way. I need you. La, 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 la. So just this morning, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I just didn't sleep much last night. I drug myself out of bed, went into the kitchen, and Denny's in there with our dog, and she's talking to him. And about 15 minutes later, we had been talking for a few minutes, and I realized that just hearing her talk to me in her sweet voice made me feel totally revived. And I was like, wow, I didn't do a thing, it was all her. Well, there are times I pretend. Sometimes I wonder, is that healthy? There are times I can feel what you feel before you feel, and it's strange, but in a good way. It's one of the things I like about you and me. How we belong together, and you and me. Oh, it's getting better. I mean, every minute, every day, every hour, every way. I need you. I need you.
Wow, that song, that's the way I feel about him. And it gets better every day after 60 years, so that's pretty awesome. Oh, and thank you too. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love that compassionate communication. In fact, I even went to Marshall Rosenberg and did the whole weekend thing and everything. Yeah, so thank you. Great, great, great. Aren't we blessed here?
We are.
We are so blessed. Okay, now is the time when you're invited to share your financial gifts with this ministry. So I invite you to take the gift you brought to share, and let's do our blessing together. Together.
Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thank you, God. Okay. And I'll remind you that we are going to have that ice cream social. So, and we'll get to practice. But I don't want to make you nervous. Anyway, take your papers with you and make sure that we speak in all the ways that we just learned about. And no, really, just be who you are. We love you no matter. That's the deal. We love people however we show up. But when we show up, and Elizabeth, when you were sharing, and you said you may not always get the response from somebody, I thought, but we feel good when we have given that to somebody else. It doesn't really necessarily matter what they do back. And that's what I'm learning. No expectation, just be who God created us to be. So thank you. Okay, now we have another blessing for our offering, and I have to walk around because I don't know. Okay. Together,
Together in a consciousness of divine love, we receive as we give abundantly, magnifying these gifts and pouring them out in service. We celebrate prosperity, and so it is. Amen.
okay, and now we get to gather around the outside and we get to do our prayer requests and our celebrations. Okay?